Top of the SportsMax zone for this afternoon, the West Indies batting in the most recent squad warm-up match triggers some concern that they will need to step up their game against the English seam attack, which comprises Stuart Broad, Jofra Archer and James Anderson in the Raise the Bat 3-test series starting on Wednesday. Now, Captain Jason Holder's enemy at the moment is Father Time, as they are mounting concerns around the number one all-rounder in the world, his form and fitness. Wicketkeeper Shane Dorrit sat out the team's final warm-up match after suffering a side strain and hopes to be fully ready come Wednesday. Now, ahead of this first test match, the West Indies coach Phil Simmons is saying he isn't worried about the team's batting, and he's highlighting fast bowler Alzarri Joseph as one of the team's X-factors.
I think the key thing for us is that we play proper cricket in all three facets of the game. We keep harping on the batting. We're talking about the bowling has been strong, but I think we must feel well and catch well also to give ourselves that chance. So I think our frame of mind is that we have to play well in all three facets of the game in order to beat England. Not concerned about the batting. I think that the batsmen have worked very hard on getting to where they are now, and all that it takes now is for them, their mindset to be right for the test match. You have to be careful how you use an advantage, because with Root not being there, you have some youngster who wants to make a name for himself, and sometimes that's even harder than the players who you know. So I just very careful about saying that it's an advantage. I think it's an exciting group of fast bowlers, and I will add that even the reserve group has been it's been an exciting 4 weeks for us here as coaches. I think Alzarri has a lot to do with the outcome of this test series, because we know that Kemar and Shannon and Jason are our top bowlers, but Alzarri has been bowling so well that I think that he will have a lot to do with the outcome of this series.
Yeah, instructive comments there from Coach Phil Simmons, because there's been a lot of discussion about the team that will be selected for this game on Wednesday, and the fact that he is openly suggesting that Alzarri will be hugely complementary to Shannon Gabriel, Jason Holder and Kemar Roach. It seems, Mariah and Wayne, that he is making it clear that a four-pronged pace attack will be selected for this opening test match. And that has been a discussion point, hasn't it?
He has definitely made that clear. And the thing is, Lance, he's not the first person that came out and put Alzarri to the forefront and spoke about the amount of work that Alzarri has done. Kemar Roach, in his interview as well, he spoke about Alzarri being that X factor, the amount of work he has put in, that he will definitely be one of the game changers. Alzarri himself, when he was interviewed, he spoke about the fact that many are looking at him as a weak link among the bowlers, and he's definitely not going to let that. Instead, he's going to use that as his trump card, and when they least expect, he'll definitely deliver. So I just hope that they aren't putting too much pressure on the youngster Alzarri, and I hope that when time comes for him to deliver, he does so.
Well, I think the coach is saying all the right stuff. They must be concerned about the batting, because they have not set the place alight. Nevertheless, they're trying to get acclimatized to the conditions and the moving ball and all of that. So he's giving confidence to his batsman by saying that he's not too concerned about him. Alzarri Joseph, an X-factor, kind of disappointed about that, in the sense that he has been so good over the years, but because of these continuous back problems that he has been having, that are setting back somewhat. But he does bowl it out at a fire and pace whenever he's fit. Even when he played in the IPL, he set the place alight in a particular game, and I think he took like 6 for 1 or something like that. So he can be dangerous. But there's a lot of confidence being touted around in terms of our fast bowlers, but these bowlers have been around for quite some time. And it's not like there are new bowlers coming to the scene. So let's hope that they'll come together good. And I'm also surprised that they will be talking so much about a four-pronged pace attack. We're not talking about Ryan Cornwall, who has done so well in the few test matches that he has played. And he is the one that I think could be an X-factor here with his spin bowling. He's so tall, and he gets the ball to bounce, and he does get turn as well. So therefore, and these English guys wouldn't have known a lot about him. So he, to me, is the X-factor.
I agree with you on that point, Wayne, and especially because Rakeem has been so, I have to say he really has been somebody that you can't read based on exactly what you just said. They haven't seen much of him. So I agree when you say that. I think spin would definitely be the trump and Rakeem would be one of the standout performers. Lance, something Phil said in the interview as well, he spoke about not having too much about Root being out because there are going to be new players coming in that we know nothing about.
Well, he does have a point, because I think what they have to guard against is any level of complacency. Yes, I've heard a couple of the bowlers come out over the last 3 days and suggesting that they aren't in any way taking their feet off the gas pedal because they're hearing that Root isn't playing, because they recognize that the other batsmen coming in will have bats in their hands as well. And there have been players who have done well enough at the first class level in the English domestic game to suggest that they have earned their spots, whoever are the players that will, step up to the plate. So I think the narrative coming from Phil Simmons there is logical and very astute, because not because Joe Root, the premier batsman, isn't playing, you're going to all of a sudden feel as if you now have the advantage over this England batting lineup.
Well, they said experience teaches wisdom, and therefore a young batsman coming in for the first time, not playing any cricket all year, trying to get into a situation where the fast bowler has been talked about so much. So therefore he's going to be very nervous, and West Indies should be in a position where they're with some extra confidence that they can make inroads quickly into this England batting lineup. Yes, they have some class players in their team as well. Even the captain, going in for this first time, he's going to be leading any team in cricket, and they're Ben Stokes, and therefore he'll have a lot, in terms of nervousness and trying to feel his way through, but he's also a class player.
Yeah.
But as I said, Phil Simmons is saying all the right stuff and trying to get the guys in the best frame of mind going into the test series. And of course, I'm always cautiously optimistic that this is a day, or this is the match, that the West Indian batsmen will come to the fore, and let's hope that they'll start well in the first test.
Well, veteran pacer Kemar Roach spoke with reporters.
Well, different conditions now. We're in England this time, so I've seen that England have made some changes to their batting lineup. So it's all about assessing each batsman and finding out their weaknesses and obviously exploit them. Of course, I would love to have the same batting lineup because that's what we got accustomed to for the last couple series we had. So, but some few changes here. So it's all about sticking to your game plan and then assessing each batsman, as I said, and let's see how well we can come up against them. I'm confident, obviously. I've been working hard following up after that series as well. So my body's in good shape. I've been working hard with my coaches. I've been doing a lot of bowling, a lot of drills. So coming up on Wednesday, ready and ready to go, and obviously full of confidence, yes. We had a pretty long camp in Manchester. We got a chance to obviously get on the field and get some match practice as well. We have 2 matches, a little bit rain affected, but I think I've bowled a fair amount of overs to get myself ready for this test series. So right now I'm feeling much ready, and obviously, as I said, ready to go.
Well, of course, Kemar Roach, who was very exceptional in the last test against England, he says he's not too focused on what he did last time, especially because, this time around it's a different batting order. Lance, he seems focused. He says he's fit and he's ready to go, confident.
Yeah, well, Kemar Roach is the frontline bowler for the West Indies with a new ball because of his vast experience. And he has bowled well in pretty much all conditions generally. Yeah. And for leadership, they'll be looking to Kemar Roach to be a prominent individual on this tour, and hopefully it could inspire the other bowlers and the captain to some good performances here and get themselves a win in the series.
Wayne, your thoughts on Kemar? Can he do what he did last time again for us?
Well, he's a class bowler. He has lost some pace, but he's very consistent. He does ask the ball to talk sometimes in terms of the ball moving around. So he can be a handful, especially if he's fully fit and niggling injuries or anything. He could be a handful. However, I'm still want to go back a little bit to the West Indies batting. Listen, there's a bowler in the England setup called Jimmy Anderson.
Yes.
Especially he's playing in England. He moves the ball around a lot. He's going to ask so many questions. Our guys will have to play very tight, very circumspect, very disciplined and patient, because he's going to be a handful, especially if the conditions are overcast and the ball is moving around. And of course, Archer with the extra pace bowling in excess of 90 miles an hour. Yes, he's coming back after some injuries in New Zealand and in Australia. He would have lost a little bit of his confidence, and he's looking to rebound. But for the short stint that he has had international cricket, he has been outstanding for England. And of course, Chris Broad, he's looking to continue. He's close to 500 test wickets as well. He's going to also be a handful. So our batters will have to come good to the party. So I'm very surprised when our coach Simmons says that he's not too concerned about our batting, because the class of this England bowling is going to be significant. And it is significant.
Just remember, no use of saliva, so they have to depend on sweating a lot to get this ball to turn.
I don't know that saliva will allow the ball to move around. It's about sweating, wetting one side of the ball.
Yes.
So one side of the ball is heavier than the other side, and that's how the ball tends to move around as well. That's what the guys do.
So they have to sweat a lot. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, well, once you're bowling, I don't know that there's going to be an issue with sweating on the field, especially when you're bowling. Even when it gets cold, the bowler usually sweats a little bit. So once they can do that,
yeah, the ball will turn.
It's going to be interesting to see exactly what the conditions. Will it be sunny, where the ball doesn't move around a lot? But if West Indies should bat first and the ball is moving around, it's going to be tough for batting.
It certainly will be. And Phil Simmons and all of the other coaches have spoken about the effect or the impact of the West Indies bowling attack that it's likely to have on this series. Remember, in the West Indies last year, the West Indies team beat England 2-1 in the series, and Kemar Roach was in fact the player of the series and was the top wicket taker, both teams all told. So a lot of focus on what the West Indies bowlers will have to offer in this series. Still to come on the SportsMax Zone today, we talk CPL cricket, the draft broadcast on SportsMax today, and some history-making announcements, CPL cricket and more coming up on the Zone after this.